there's so many people that helped me along the way. You know, like I said, Austin Idol and Dusty Rhodes and Joe LaDuke. You know, Joe
Wow.
LaDuke. I worked a heck of a program with Joe LaDuke. You know, I I lost the Florida Heavyweight Championship to Joe. Then we went around the territory, me trying to beat him. But unfortunately, he showed up one day at TV, and he was still drunk, you know,
Mm.
and hit the road, Jack. Dusty was very strict. He didn't care. He didn't care what you did, but you came. You had to be there an hour before the matches, especially at TV, and you got to be ready to work. You
Right.
know, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I loved working with Joe.
What about your experience with superstar Billy Graham? What can you tell me about him? That's kind of I forgot to ask you
Superstar
about.
Billy Graham. Pick up that telephone. That's the most important uh, telephone call of your life. That's what he used to say. Pick up that telephone. He used to come on the TV with a telephone. And the first time I met him, I was 16 years old, and we used to work out at Billy's house. And his wife, uh, Bunny, uh, he had a little girl called Capella, and she was pregnant again. And I used to work out at his house, and we used to work out at Ray Stern's gym. It was like it was not really a bodybuilding gym, but it was. I was 16, and he's a superstar. You know, in living color, and when I and 6 years later, he's putting me over for the Florida Heavyweight Championship. So, I mean, what can I?
Wow.
What and me being a small guy, 5'9", 200 pounds, soaking wet, and it was such an honor to, and he was glad to do it. He was glad to do it. West Palm Beach, you know. I came down, from Memphis, and I took Billy Graham's uh, Florida Heavyweight Championship. I couldn't believe it. Here I am one day worshiping
Right.
the guy, and the next day, next year or so, he's putting me over. He was. I never forget that match and the one where Rick uh, put me over on TV. Yeah, man. I said, uh, they weren't they weren't two highlights, and I read a comment about a guy. He said, huh, all he's got is two highlights, and I'm thinking to myself, the superstar Billy Graham. He talking about one of the greatest bodies, physiques
Right.
in freaking wrestling industry, and Ric Flair. He's wrestled for
Right.
70 years, and he put me over on TV. If
Huge.
hey, I can die tomorrow or tonight and be a happy camper with those two things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
How was Billy in the ring? I know he wasn't a worker of like a Flair or a Harley, but he didn't need to
right.
be.
No, his gimmick was his physique, you know, and he was light as a feather,
Yeah.
you know, light as a feather.